Oh hi, thanks for watching my video. I have something a little bit different today. We're not really going to be doing any proper gameplay, I suppose. But recently I've been really getting into my older games with, Retro Sundays, and I recently started a series where we play Bustin' Out in The Sims 4 as well. It just made me feel pretty nostalgic for some of the older characters. And it got me thinking about, how The Sims 4 has some of the original characters, but there's no real timeline. So I thought I would take Willow Creek and populate it with the townies I would like to see in The Sims 5. So that's what I've done. The builds are a bit terrible because I'm not that great at building, but this is mainly just about looking at the people that live here. I've chosen myself a timeline, so this world of Willow Creek takes place after The Sims 1 but before The Sims 2. So kind of somewhere in the middle there. And there are also some of The Sims 1 console characters in here as well, which don't have a timeline. So I just took the liberty of placing them anywhere. So I have got 3 districts and then this big house here, which belongs to Malcolm Landgrab. So we're probably not going to bother visiting that one. He just kind of lives on his own up here. But I just thought, let's just do a video just working our way district by district and go and meet the townies there. And hope that maybe we see these faces again in The Sims 5. So let's start with this little district here with Foundry Cove. We're going to start off by going to Mom Landgrab's house. If you've been watching my Bustin' Out in The Sims 4 series, then you'll recognise this because this is the exact same house. It's literally just Mom from The Sims Bustin' Out in The Sims 4. So this is Mom's house. If you play The Sims exclusively on PC, you might not know who she is, but she's quite a big character in The Sims 1 and The Sims Bustin' Out on console. I do have her daughters, which are not actually part of The Sims franchise, they're my characters. They live around here too, I'm sure we'll see them. But for now, Mom, this isn't all about you, okay? You're merely a vessel to take us around this district. So first off, we're going to go see Mom's stepson, Dudley. Because, of course, as we all know, Mom Landgrab is married to Malcolm Landgrab. Okay, this is Dudley's old trusty trailer. We'll just see if he's home. I feel like as step-parent, it's probably our duty to just go and yell at him, make sure he pulls his finger out of his arse and does something with his life. I can't take credit for Dudley. I took Dudley off of the EA gallery, so he's not actually my character. Ask Dudley to pursue his dream job. Yeah, go and get a job, Dudley. I don't even know if he has a job. Complain about local youths. We just really want to tell him that he needs to sort his life out, you know? Sorry, Mom, but I don't feel like I know you well enough to be having this conversation. Oh, well, fuck you, Dudley. Insult his house. Yeah. You need to get some fucking ambitions, Dudley. You're living like a slob. I did try to make his home as similar as I possibly could to his trailer in The Sims Bustin' Out. Oh no, I yelled at him. I yelled at him for his messy house and now he's going to bed. Yeah, that's a way to solve your problems. Just lay around even more. Jesus, Dudley. Well, you know what? I'm getting sick of this kid. I think we should go somewhere else. Mom actually has a best friend living nearby. So we're going to go visit them. So this is Mom's house. This is the Newbie house. Who's this? Oh, Dustin Broke. Yeah, that's right. He's a child. He's not a teenager anymore. So this is the Newbie's house. This is Bob Newbie. He's kind of aged a little bit. He still looks pretty much the same, just with grey hair. This is their young adult daughter, Brandy. She's still pretty young. She was a teenage mom. That's why she's fairly young and Dustin's a child. So I feel like maybe we should just go and give some advice to Brandy. And that's Brandy's husband, Skip. Still very much alive here. Oh, look, Mum, it's your best friend, Betty Newbie. I think you guys should have a little hug. Or complain about local youths. That's one of Mum's favourite things to do. Feel like having Mom and Betty Newbie as neighbours kind of makes sense that they would be best friends. They get together every Tuesday and Thursday for a cup of tea and a gossip. They like to talk about what they've seen around town. And more importantly, who they've seen around town. who was wearing what. Just wondering about everyone else's business, really. In fact, we should probably have a little gossip right now, I think. Oh, look at little Brandy. She's so cute. Before all her hopes and dreams fall apart, she actually had something going for her back in the day, bless her. And she's having such a hard time at the moment, though. But her only problems are really because of Dustin. Dustin is a little terror. He's not doing so well at school. He's always getting in trouble. I mean, he's got a good heart, sure. But he doesn't really listen to his grandparents, and he barely ever listens to his mum. The only person that can discipline that kid is his dad. And of course, we all know what happens in the end there. Well, this has been lovely, but it's midnight, and I have one more stop to do in this district. One thing we all know about Mom is that she does like the boys. Sure, she's married to Malcolm Landgrab, but she loves herself a younger man. She doesn't want to do anything, she's not going to cheat, but she just likes to flirt just to prove to herself she's still got it. So she is more than grateful for her other neighbours that live pretty much opposite her house, who we're going to go and visit right now. We got some boys next door. Okay, so in this house, we have 3 guys, only of course 2 of them are eligible. We have Darren Dreamer, who is a young adult. He lives here with his best mate, Iggy Pancakes. Yep, that's right, that Iggy Pancakes. He's all grown up now. So they both kind of live in this bachelor house with Darren's child son, Dirk. I kind of see it as like a 2.5 men situation, you know. The 2 guys are just trying to, you know, they're not together or anything, but they're doing the best that they can to raise this kid right, you know. They're not really the best equipped to handle a child, you know. They're not exactly that clean or very good at cooking. They're typical bachelor type men, but, you know, they're nice guys. They're nice guys, and they both love Dirk to no end. I just wanted a dude house, you know, and I thought it would just be really sweet to have Darren Dreamer and Iggy Pancakes be, like, best friends. I could just see it. This is where I take some of the Sims 4 characters and fit them into this timeline. This is where I imagine they will be. I think it was because a lot of people online think that Bob and Eliza are fairly similar to Bob and Betty Newbie. So they are kind of on the same timeline as Bob and Betty, but a little bit behind. Bob and Liz aren't elders yet, but they're pretty old. They're definitely like a few days away from becoming elders. That's where I imagine they would fall on this timeline. Maybe we should just have a little bit of a flirt? Why won't it let me flirt? Let me flirt with the boys. Come on, let me flirt. I guess she needs to introduce herself first. Wow, that is talent, Dirk. You can literally levitate. Amazing. Pick-up line for Darren Dreamer, and then a little flirt. And then we'll make our way back home and maybe we'll get some shut-eye. Oh, I think he's flaccid. Oh, he's flaccid. He loves the attention from an older lady. That is right. That is right. Although it's quite an awkward encounter. All right, well, you know what? Now that I've got my flirt on, I might actually, instead of going home, I might take this to Malcolm's house and just have a good time with him and then go home. Let's go see Malcolm. Malcolm's house I didn't make. I literally just moved him into that lot. So there was 0 effort on that side of things. So let's knock on the door, even though Malcolm is right there. Although he looks a bit filthy. I mean, you look kind of gross, but I guess I'll give you a kiss. I mean, for better or worse, right? Gross. I just noticed his house is completely empty, and then I remembered it was because this is the same save file as my busting out video. And if you've been watching that one, Malcolm actually died. I had to bring him back to life. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to take Malcolm back to our house. And we'll just woohoo within there. At least we have a bed. And a shower, because you really need one, Malcolm. Let's go back home. It is getting pretty late, so I'm going to have her... Oh, he's cleaned himself up, thank God. We're going to go and have a little woohoo with Malcolm. And then... I'll probably try and get her to sleep through till it's like a decent hour, and then once it gets to a good time of day, then we'll leave Mom's house and we'll move on to the next district. We're going to have a different host for every district. So Mom is the host of this little district here, And then we'll just choose someone to host us throughout the next district. Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful. No protection was used. I don't think we really need to worry about that. Right, Malcolm, you can go home. I know you don't have anything in that home, but, you know, we got to get our beauty sleep. So, bye. Bye, Malcolm. Bye, Malcolm. Yeah, that's right. See you later. Oh, she's already fully rested. Well, it's like 6:30 a.m. I feel like that's decent enough. The sun's out, so let's move on to the next district. So now we're going to go over to Cass's house. So we're now in the other district, just above from... So I guess just across the way there is where we were before. This is Cassandra's house. She lives here with her aunt, Agnes Crumplebottom. Pretty sure Cassandra is a teen. Yeah, she's a teen, which makes sense with the timeline. So yeah, Cassandra just wanted a bit of space from her parents, and her parents thought it would be fine for her to go and live with her aunt. So she lives in this cute little cottagey house with her aunt Agnes, and it benefits both of them really, because Agnes doesn't get lonely. Looks like Agnes is in here rustling up something delicious, I'm sure. There's Agnes's bedroom, and you can kind of see Cassandra's personality in her bedroom too. So it's like, I wanted it to look like a country Agnes house, but then one room that is very goth. Oh, there Agnes was just calling Cassandra to get some food. I just really wanted to build on the Crumplebottom goth family a bit more, so there we go. As soon as you've finished eating, though, Cassandra, we're going to go on a little journey, because you need to show us a few of your neighbours. And I think probably the best person to start with would be maybe if you introduce us to your best friend, who just so happens to live right next door, over at the Pancakes house. So this is the Pancakes house after the renovation I gave them way back when I renovated the Pancakes house. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the white box at the top of the screen now. But we have the made-over Bob, and I think Liz should be here too. Oh yeah, there she is, just coming down the stairs. Eliza is also in the clique with Mom and Betty Newbie. I mean, she's a little bit more of a posho than them because she lives in a nicer part of town, but she still considers them great friends. They're really good at gossiping. But Cassandra's best friend is fellow teenager Molly Pancakes, who is the baby that Bob and Liz had in their renovation video. And yes, I know she's a character that I created, but I would like to think EA could at least recognise that for The Sims 5. Do Molly Pancakes the justice she deserves. In fact, you know what would be nice? Maybe if we became best friends forever. Become best friends forever. Maybe if you could do it without the face on, that would be great, Cassandra. It's official! Cassandra Goth and Molly Pancakes are BFFs. Cassandra is very tense because she doesn't like the decor of Bob and Eliza's house. Oh, Cassandra, grow up. Grow up. Cassandra and Molly are always together, pretty much. They usually hang around this neighbourhood, seeing as they both live here, so usually they hang around on this street here. But they can also be seen in the other neighbourhood across the river, because, you know, Iggy lives there, so sometimes they go and torment Molly's brother. But you know what? I think that's enough gassing, probably time to go meet some more neighbours. So perhaps we will go just along the way over here and visit the Lothario household. Let's go knock on the door. This is the house I built Don Lothario a while back when I did his renovation, when I gave him the life he deserves. And Don Lothario in this video is a young adult and Cassandra is a teen. Oh, there's no wallpaper. Should probably address that at some point. That's only really because I imagine there to be a bit of an age gap between Don and Cassie in The Sims 2. So at the moment she's like a late teen, he's an early young adult. So we're just going to pretend it's not weird that a teenage girl has visited a grown man's house alone. Completely normal, completely fine. Doesn't matter that he's your future fiancé. Don is very much a younger version of Don from The Sims 2. He's still a Lothario, still a heartthrob. He still gets it on with a load of the chicas around town. Not quite Cassandra yet. She's a bit too young for him right now. But he does have a few flings going on. just to remind you of what his house looks like. Aside from the wallpaper, it's pretty much... I'm pretty sure that I tried to make it identical to the one from The Sims 2. So I guess I'm kind of setting it to look like the house he's lived in The Sims 2, he's just always lived in and just always had the same style the entire time. There isn't really much more to say about Don, so perhaps I can carry on his story when I say that he's a bit of a flirty guy and take you to the house he is most interested in, which is the party girl's house right here. This house you probably will recognise because it's the same one I used in my busting out video. So this is the party girl's house, and the people that live here are Mimi Landgrab and Dina and Nina Caliente. They're all young adults. And this is the same house from my Sims busting out Let's Play that I did. All I did was just move it from Brychester to Willow Creek. We got Nina Caliente, the notorious Dina Caliente, and their newest gang member, Mimi Landgrab. Spoilt brat galore, this house. This is basically like the party house of the street. Agnes is not a fan of this house. She really hates living so close. I mean, she's only there. She really hates living so close to having so much noisy young people around. So yeah, we did see Don Lothario's house, but in reality, he actually spends more time here. Occasionally, they invite over Darren and Iggy for the occasional party. They're always staying up late, always making lots of noise. They're definitely the rowdy bunch of the town, I would say. Agnes definitely does not approve. Bob and Liz aren't that big of a fan of having them as neighbours either. But I think Cassie and Molly, they kind of aspire to be like these chicks. They hate the preppy way they dress, like they're definitely a lot more rock and alternative. But they do dream of being as popular as these ladies right here. And that's pretty much this entire district, really. It's just the 4 houses. There's an empty plot there, so I guess someone could move into this neighbourhood if they wanted to. But yeah, I think probably now's a good time to move on to our next host of the last district, I guess. So Cassie, I'm going to send you home. In fact, no, I'm going to send you to school. You need to go to school. And then we will just go ahead and move on to the final district of the world. And for the final district, our host will be good old Patricia Landgrab. The sim we made in The Sims 1 Get a Life on console. And yes, I do expect to see her in The Sims 5, EA. We're not going to spend too long at Patricia's house, mainly because this is just an EA build. So there's not really much point in hanging around here. We only have 2 neighbours to go and visit. So first off, we're going to pop next door and go and see Patricia's good friend, Mary Sue Pleasant, and her kids. Okay, here we are. So this is the Pleasant household. Here we have Mary Sue and Daniel. This is the point where they're still reasonably in love. Patricia's actually really good friends with Mary Sue. They are best buddies. This part of the neighbourhood, or this part of the world even, doesn't really have any conflict. I mean, there aren't any neighbours here that don't really like each other. I mean, there's maybe a little bit of tension between the Pleasants and the Goths, but generally speaking, it's pretty happy days over here. These Sims have got quite a lot of money, so you don't really get many like petty squabbles or anything over here. You might recognise this house, actually. This is the house I built when I recreated the Pleasant house from The Sims 2. So this is Angela's bedroom, and this here is Lilith's bedroom. And because this is set before The Sims 2, Angela and Lilith are, of course, just children. Just like Dustin and Dirk. Can you tell which is which? In case you can't tell, this is Lilith. That's Angela. Angela usually wears a summery dress. In fact, I might just get her changed into her normal clothes. There we go. The difference between the two is a bit more obvious now. And Daniel Pleasant isn't quite the scumbag he is in The Sims 2 yet. He's currently not having an affair. He only has eyes for Mary Sue. They're generally a happy couple. And Mary Sue is still fairly early on in her career. Like, she isn't She's at like promotion level 3 or 4, you know, she's not like crazy up there or anything. So at the moment for her, kids come first, family comes first. She's not obsessed with her job at the moment. I kind of wanted to capture the Pleasant family at a point where, you know, before Bella Goth went missing and in The Sims 1 the Goth family were really happy. This is this kind of timeline for the Pleasants. They're actually having a happy time. I mean, Lilith and Angela still don't get on very well, but, you know, that's just twin rivalry, I suppose. But yeah, these are Patricia's neighbours. They all get along great. And then just across the way we have quite an old-looking Goth house. So we're going to go and meet them. So this is the Goth house. It's the same one we used for The Sims 4 Busting Out. Mortimer and Bella have kind of gone back to basics, and they are dressed just like their Busting Out characters were. Let's knock on the door and get inside before you burn to death. This is before the Goths kind of bought their gigantic mansion. So this is the same house from the Bustin' Out series I did. This is a little bit later on after that Let's Play, because since Courtney moved out, they had a little boy, a little toddler. His name's Alexander. And this is actually Courtney's room. You probably don't know who I'm talking about if you haven't seen the Bustin' Out series. But if you know, you know, I guess. But yeah, Bella's a pretty classy chick. Nothing's changed there. She's still as classy as ever. And they've got a little toddler bed in their bedroom for Alex. And it looks like Bella's managed to start a fire. So well done, Bella. We only popped in to say hello when you managed to fuck it. So well done you, I guess. At least the fire alarm is going off, so hopefully some sexy firemen will turn up. This was not planned. Hey, can you stop loitering outside and go and put out that fire, please, guys? Are you serious? My sim, Patricia, had to get the fire extinguisher out to put out the fire before the fire people did. Unbelievable. And here's the old organ that Mortimer Goth prides his musical abilities on playing. He loves playing that thing. But yeah, that's the Goth family. It's like taking a step back in a time machine, isn't it? And that's where I'm going to wrap this up. These are all my Sims I want to be in The Sims 5. In this timeline, which would be great. Let me know in the comments which ones you like, which ones you would love to see return. Let me know if there are any I've mentioned here that you think you could probably do without. And also let me know if there's someone that I've missed that you would love. I'm well aware there are plenty of Sims that aren't in this world, like the pollination technician, Olive Spectre. I didn't include them. I did want to have the Alto family in here, and I was originally planning on moving them next door to Malcolm Landgrab. But I did really want to try and stick to this timeline. And so with this timeline, the Alto family, they would all be dead because Holly Alto was considerably older than Malcolm, and Malcolm is an elder in this save file. So if there were any Altos left, they would be characters we wouldn't even know. So unfortunately, they couldn't make an appearance in The Sims 5. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what would your Sims 5 townies look like? Would you use this timeline? What characters would be in yours? But for now, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. You know I love it when you do that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.